that hits you differently. This book is like one-stop solution to all those problems the entire structure of the company feels. No one can ignore this, a short way of reaching heights. Do not pick this up. Become the kind of person that does that. People have this prejudice against self-help books, and who am I to say? Even I used to feel that way when I used to go to bookstores and I used to see the self-help columns. I used to check it out sometimes but never bought any because I was like, I don't need any help. I am perfectly fine the way I am. And this thought makes people not to buy these kind of books, not even check them or not to even think about buying them. But it's not like they don't listen to stuff. On Instagram, people see all different kind of quotes and are like, I am fine the way I am best the way I am. And people actually take after those quotes. They remember these quotes and they keep quoting them, and they become their lifelines, or what can I say, like their thought of the day, that okay, this is how it is. Other than that, people listen to their friends and then they give them the advices. Now, the problem here is that on social media, anyone can put up anything. So those things, those quotes are not reliable and not the best source of information for you. And if you read a book that has been published, that so many people have read, that is an acclaimed book, and people talk highly of that book, so that must be something, and it is definitely better than what you read on social media or other websites. Also, your friends, they are going through the same thing as you, so their advice, no matter how honest it might be, is not probably the most right thing for you. Reading these books, you won't learn something new. You only learn what you already know. It's just a reminder of what you already know. There's an entire range of self-help books ranging from life-changing to being absolute shit. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the books which are life-changing, which are extremely good, and which you can read and learn something from them. Don't shy away from them. Don't judge them before you have read them. No one's perfect, and accepting your imperfections are the first steps towards changing those negative qualities in you, or at least knowing about that. Okay, this exists. So building that self-awareness can, work wonders in the long term. So let's see. So here are the books that we are going to talk about in this video. My OCD was pushing me to arrange this book in proper order, but then I felt lazy. Not every book that has been included here is life-changing. As we proceed in the video, I'll be talking about each book individually, and I'll tell you why I have included them in the list and what you can take away from them. So yeah, let's move ahead. Okay, so the first book that we are going to pick up is which one should I choose? Okay, The Power of Now. I have a very different attachment with this book, maybe because this was among my initial reads, and the kind of blown away you are with the initial books you read, that is next level, because at that moment you don't know how much books can affect you or how great books are. As you keep reading, you already know, you kind of expect book to blow you away, you kind of expect them to be life-changing or to include value into your life. But when you don't know that, when you have not experienced that firsthand, so that hits you differently. And that's what The Power of Now did with me. I absolutely love this book. I recommend this book the most. All the people that DM me for all different kinds of problem, like overthinking, stress, this related stress, and many more things. This book is like one-stop solution to all those problems. It is really an amazing book. The greatest thing about this book is that it's very simple. The message that has been conveyed in this book is very simple, and it's all about being present in the moment, enjoying the present, because that's all we have. Past and future, they are both illusions, and this is the only time that we have. This is the only time that exists. And yeah, if you really apply all that has been said in this book, then it can be really life-changing. It will be life-changing. I won't even say it will be really life-changing. It will change your life if you read this book properly and do whatever the book's asking you to do. It really has that capacity, and not just me. I have talked to many people about this book, and all of them have had a similar experience. So yes, this is my top book. This is my all-time favorite, and I absolutely love this book. Okay, so now we have already talked about the best book of the lot, according to me, my favorite book. Let's see which one we'll pick up next. Okay, so I'm again going to pick up a book that I have read a long time ago, And yeah, that's it. It is very close to me. It is very close to my heart, and I absolutely love it and keep recommending it to everyone. And this one is The Power of Habit. This was mind blowing when I read it, because it's not just a self-help book. It won't just tell you the power of habit or how habits can change your life. It actually gives example of how habit have changed people, not just people, their businesses. I was amazed when I read this book and realized the power of habit, the role habits play in our lives. And yeah, as I'm talking about it, I'm kind of thinking that maybe I should reread this book, because I read it a long time ago. The examples that have been mentioned here in this book, they will blow your mind. There were companies who were making laws, and the new CEO who was hired, he just changed one habit. Yes, just one habit, and the he changed the entire company. The company that was making law started making profit. The entire structure of the company changed just by changing one habit. That is the power of habit, and that has been depicted very well in this book. The the title, The Power of Habit, it's not just okay. The book is about habit, and we have written the title, The Power of Habit. It has actually depicted the power of habit, how habits change the companies, how habits make their product stuck, how habits help them to grow themselves and to grow their product, and everything. It will really amaze you. It will open your eyes and it will blow away your mind. It is one of the best books that I have read, and yes, I would recommend this book to everyone. If you want to change your habit, then again this book, I don't even have to say why you should read this. Also, if you have your own company and you want to change its structure, you want to change how people work there, you want to bring out a revolution, you want to make it a success, then this book can be great, because the insights that you will get from this book, they will be life changing. So yes, this is a must read, and this is one of the self-help books. Not just self-help book, but yeah, kind of pseudo self-help book, which does not suck. Okay, so the next book is also one that I keep recommending to everyone and keep asking all of the people to read it, because it is an essential read, and it's Why We Sleep. Now, I have not completely read it, only partially, but that was enough for me to realize how important this book is. We do not prioritize our sleep. That culture, the hustle culture that asks us to keep working and working and working, that can be very toxic in long term. Sleep is very essential to reset your body, to reset your mind, and to give you that edge. Over the time, studies have shown if you don't get proper sleep, your productivity decreases, your outcome decreases, the ability, your IQ, it all decreases over the time if you don't get proper sleep, if you don't give proper rest to your brain. This book is also very horrifying to read, because when you will read about the studies, when you will read about the horrifying consequences of not getting proper sleep, it is going to really scare you. Because I know sometimes we all have skipped a good night's sleep, and we don't really understand that. Many times people say this proudly that okay, I didn't sleep, I worked all night. And yes, it's good that you are working hard work is always good, but you should know how to balance things. Anything out of balance is harmful, whether it is the work that you are doing. So getting proper sleep is one of the key to keep getting good result and to live a beautiful life. And the things that have been mentioned in this book, they are not mere speculation. Whatever has been written in this book is after proper research. So even if you have any doubt that okay, sleep does not matter that much, there are so many people who don't sleep. Like when I posted about this book, there so many people said that this person or that person who only sleeps for 4 hours or these many hours, and they are working perfectly fine, they are so successful. So guys, read this book. Once, give it a chance, read this book and see for yourself what sleep can do and what it can't do, and everything about it. So guys, give it a chance. Actually read for yourself the benefits of sleeping and all the harmful effects of not getting a proper sleep. There's no harm in reading a book, so give it a try, read this book and see for yourself. So next self-help book that does not suck is So Good They Can't Ignore You. Now you must have seen this book in my profile pic both on YouTube and Instagram, and that was just a random choice. Then I kept it because I really like this line, so good they can't ignore you, and that's what has been depicted in this book. So in this book, author has talked about passion and how people keep switching their jobs, even their career, to find passion, to find meaning in their work. But what happens is that if you stick in a profession long enough to become good at it, you start enjoying it. Author's message is very interesting and different. Many people just ask you to follow your passion, to go after things that you like. Now, when you change profession, go there again, you don't find it fulfilling enough, and people change their jobs again, change their career again, and they keep doing that. It has become very common. This running after passion has become very common. So, what author has argued in this book is that if you stick in a job long enough to become good at it, if you deliberately make efforts to become good at your job, to become good at the courses that you are taking, to actually learn things, to become good at what you are doing, then you will start enjoying them. When we are doing something that we are not good at, that we are not adequate at, and we feel inferior as compared to our peers or our colleagues, then we don't like that work. We feel that it's not for us. And when we become good at it, we start enjoying the work, whatever that work is, and that actually happens. So that's what the author has argued, and there are many other things as well. This is just a small snippet of it. I absolutely love the title of this book, So Good They Can't Ignore You. To excel in their career, people try to do so many different things like politics, etc. Being so good that no one can ignore you is a short way of reaching heights, of being tremendously successful, because once you are so good that no one can ignore you, then you will get the work, you will get that recognition, you will get that success, because there is no one like you. All the other petty office politics or other things, they won't matter if you are that good. Instead of wasting your energy in all the other ways that you try to excel in your career or in your life, this is the best way to do that. And the title has stuck with me and I love it, and that's what I go for. This always stays in my mind. Overall, if I have to say, the book is not that interesting, so don't go in it if you want to read a very interesting book. It's not, and I won't really recommend it to first time readers, again for the same reason. It's not very interesting, but yeah, it is a very good book. If you really want to see how you can grow in your career, how you can grow in your profession, then pick it up, and pick it up as a book that you have to read, because for a specific reason, for a specific purpose, then you will love it, because the points are great in this book. But if you would just want to casually read a book and learn something new, then no, then this is not the book for you then. Okay, so the next book in my list is Attitude is Everything. Now look at it, it's such a short read that in itself a motivation to read this book. I mean, if you see the number of pages, it's just 120, around 120 pages, that's all. And this book is full of positivity. This book will give you so much of positive vibes, so you'll feel good after reading this book. This is a very beautiful, very positive, very motivating book, and a great entry point into the reading world, because it's so short, so simple. The language of this book is very easy. The message that has been conveyed through this book is very simple, and it has been done in a very simple language, in a very clear way. This book will really affect your mindset. I do not remember the exact content of this book because I read it a long time back, but I remember how I felt after reading this book, and I felt really good, and it really affected my mindset, how I used to think about things, how I used to approach things, and that's all packed in this thin book. So yes, this, I would again say, it's a must read. It's a very, very beautiful book, and yeah, anyone can pick this up, and I would recommend this book to everyone. Other great thing about this book, that it's not boring. It's a very good book, very, the books that make you feel good. It's that kind of book, so while reading it, there will always be a smile on your face. Yeah, so I would definitely recommend this book to everyone. Okay, so next one on my list is Ego is the Enemy. Now this is another great book. I absolutely loved reading it. When I started reading it, I must say I did not really enjoy it, and I thought that what I have got, it's really boring. But when I gave it some time, when I let 50 pages slide by, and then it became really great. The message that has been conveyed in this book, it has been conveyed very beautifully. You see, it's not really all about what the author is trying to convey, it's also about how he conveys those things. It's about how he presents those points. There are many books on the ego, but not every one of them is good. Most of them suck, but they're just not. And that is because of how he has put across his points and how he has explained things. So again, this book is a must read. You will really learn a lot after reading this book, and I'm sure this book is going to work wonders for you. He has explained things very well, he has depicted things very well, and he has presented them in small chunks so that it is easier for us to understand. And yes, overall this book is really amazing, and I'm sure you will like it. So again, one of those books that don't suck and will prove very valuable in the long term. Next one up is another book on habits, and I'm sure you must have seen or heard about this book, and it's Atomic Habits. I don't think this book needs any introduction. If you're on Instagram and if you follow books account, then you must have definitely seen this book. I got this book really late and I was like, okay, let's see what the fuss is all about. Why are people recommending this book so much? What is so great about this book that people keep recommending this book? And I never heard a single negative review of this book. All the books, all the great books, some people like them, some people don't. So I have read negative reviews as well, but this one I never saw any negative review of this book. And I was like, let's see what the fuss is about. Maybe it's overhyped, you never know. My curiosity got better of me and I ordered it, and that was one of the best decisions, because this book is really amazing. It is totally worth the hype. It is like a manual, a life manual. If you want to change your habits, if you want to see how habits can change your life, if you want to see, many books, they just tell you that habits are bad and you should change habit, and this is how habits affect your life and all those things. But this book actually tells you how to change those habits. This book does not just points out the problem, it also gives you a solution, and very easy, practical, implementable solutions. So if you are looking for a book to change your habit, then this will be it. So this book covers everything about the habit. This is like the best. This is like, this is like the Granth of habit. I don't know what it's called in English. So yes, this book is really amazing. When I read this book, I was like, why did not I pick this up before? I would recommend this book very highly to each and every one of you. Life-changing book, and you will see how little change every day can change your life, and you will see how changing a little each day, how changing your habits little by little, how improving 1% every day will change your life. So yes, again, an essential read and a very good book. The author even has a newsletter, and that is also pretty amazing. The things that he says or on his Instagram account, those all are amazing, and you will read them and you will be motivated, and it's very enlightening, very mind-opening. And yes, I would really recommend you follow him and read all the stuff that he keeps presenting before you, and also read this book, because this is really life-changing. Okay, so next book that I'm going to pick up, it's again a very thin book. It's As A Man Thinketh. Now, do not be fooled by its thinness, okay? It's such a thin book. Okay, let me see the pages. It's less than 100 pages, 96 pages. So yeah, we can complete it in a day or so. But no, if you have that mindset, if you want to pick up a book to just complete it in a day or so, do not pick this up, because it might be thin, but each and every sentence of this book is very deep. It's brimming with meaning. So only pick this up if you have time, if you really want to change something about yourself or your life. Then pick this book up, and you'll take your sweet time while reading this book. Do not rush through it. Maybe read 1 or 2 pages every day, but really try to understand what that line is saying, what author is trying to convey through those lines. Read this book slowly, and you will take some amazing value. This book will add so much value in your life that you can't even imagine. This is such a short book, but that does not change the fact how meaningful it is, how great it is, or how wise the author is. He has compressed all the thoughts, all the good things, and put it up in this book. So yes, a very great book that is full of wisdom. But again, do not pick this up if you just want to rush through a book. Pick this up if you can give it proper time, if you can read it slowly. It's not like that you have to finish this book, take your time with it. Just read 1 or 2 pages daily. And that's how you can go about it. So if you can do that, then pick up this book, because this is really amazing. This is some great stuff right here. Next one on my list would be How to Talk to Anyone. This book is also quite popular, and I didn't know that when I got this book. I was just exploring the bookstore. I used to see different books, and I used to pick up whichever one I used to like, or whichever one cover I used to like. I know we should not judge a book by its cover, but guilty as charged. So I liked this book because I'm an introvert, so I thought, maybe I'll get some techniques on how to be more outgoing. It was all in points. In points, in the sense, the book has 92 chapters, and each chapter is 1 or 2 pages long. So even if you don't want to read the entire book, you can just directly read the chapters that are relevant to you. All the chapters have also been grouped in different categories like work, relationships, etc. So yeah, I thought, okay, this book will be good, and I started reading it. I thought that few points, or maybe 10% of the book might be good, but it was much more than that. There were so many amazing points, practical points that you can actually implement. Now, when I was talking about this book before, some people pointed out that won't it be fake if we just read some points and implement them? Then the answer to that is no, because the book does not say that do this or do that. It actually tells you that if you do this, this is how the other person would feel, and that's why you should do this. So consider this as a way of improving yourself, to understanding relations, to understanding how others feel, to consider it as a way of understanding human emotions and what people like and what people don't like. So you don't really have to just apply these things. You can also understand and try to actually imbibe these things into your personality. Don't do these things out of points that, okay, you have memorized the points that I will do this, I'll do that. No. Become the kind of person that does that. Don't just pick up the points and implement them. Become a person who does those kind of things. Become a good person. So yes, again, a very good book and a very practical book. So after reading this book, I'm sure you will have found so many different points, so many great points to implement. Amazing book, and I recommend this to all introverts out there, and not just introverts, to everyone, because yes, this book is great and it will teach you a lot. Next one up is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't think this book needs any introduction. All of you must have heard of this book. Many people even claim of reading this book, though they haven't. Even I used to claim for a long time, when people used to say to me, have you read this book? And I didn't, but I had read a few pages, and I felt really bad that, okay, I have not read this book, because I had this book, but I was just not able to pick it up for some reason. So I was like, yeah, I have read this book.
झूठ बोलो, बार झूठ बोलो.
That is the aura of this book. It is very famous, and honestly, I won't say that it is as great as it is famous, but yes, if you want to know more about financial wisdom, if you want to know how to become financially independent, then this book is really great. It's amazing. The points that have been mentioned are great. They are eye-opening. When I picked this up, I only did that so I can actually honestly say that I have read this book. That was the only reason why I picked it up. Also, I thought this is short, so I thought, yeah, okay, it will not take longer to complete it. So I thought, yeah, okay, let's get over with this thing. Let's read this book. Let's see what the fuss is all about. What I actually enjoyed reading this book. Before picking up this book, I thought it's just about the same thing, that invest more, save more, on these things. And I was like, I know all these things. I don't have to read a book for that. But it is much more than that, and the author is very wise, and the things that he have mentioned here are amazing. So don't consider it just another self-help book. This is really an essential read if you don't want to read finance books. If you don't want to have an in-depth knowledge about finance and how you should maintain it, then this can be a great starting point, because it does not really go in depth of things, but it will give you perspective. It will really open up your eyes, and it will open up your eyes to new ideas. You will at least know you are stupid. You will know how things work and how you should spend or how you should invest, or the financial intelligence, the financial wisdom that you will gain after reading this book would be immense. So a must read, especially for all college students or young graduates. You should really know how to take care of your money. Earning money and keeping money, those are two very different things. So people do earn money, but not everyone know how to keep them or how to multiply them. So if you want to know that, if you want to be financially intelligent, if you want to gain financial independence over the time, then yes, do read this book without a doubt. Last but not the least, we have Eat That Frog. This is again a book on habits and how you can get things done faster. Some of the points that I absolutely love from this book are cutting your to-do list in half, because we overestimate ourselves. We keep adding tasks. We'll do this also, this also, this also, this also, but that really stretches us out and reduces our productivity overall and reduces the quality of our work. So cutting your to-do list into half after prioritizing it can do wonders. Other than that, eating the biggest frog in the morning, doing the thing that you absolutely dread or which you don't want to do, instead of keeping that for the last, do it in the morning, do it at the start of your day and get done with it. You will feel so good and it will really give you the momentum to start your day well, and that will set off a domino effect and you will be able to do all your work on time with very good quality. So these are the 2 points that I absolutely love from this book. This is not one of those great life-changing books, but a very practical one. So, and also this is so short. They are just 21 points on how you can stop procrastinating and get things done faster and better. So yeah, no harm in reading this book because it is so short and you can just pick it up, read points, read chapters, and I'm sure you will pick up some great points which you can really resonate with, which can really improve your life, improve the way you work. And yes, this book is going to be great. So if you are a procrastinator, which most of us are, so pick this book up. It won't take much longer to complete it and will definitely come up with some great things that you can apply in your life. The points of this book, they are not just theories, they are practical things that author has said, do this, do that. So yeah, a practical guide on how to stop procrastinating. What else do we need? So pick it up. Okay guys, so this was my list of self-help books that don't suck. As you can see, I finally gave in to my instinct and arranged them properly in sorted order. Maybe I'll reshoot the starting if I don't feel lazy. We'll only know that later. So yeah, these were my list of books that I have read and which don't suck. I'm sure there are many other books out there which are very meaningful, life-changing, and which can add tremendous value to our lives. I would love to know more recommendations, not just for me, for other people as well, and I would love to compile a list of all the different books other than these which can be life-changing. So guys, help me with that. Let me know of all the books that you have read and which were extremely meaningful, which you absolutely love. So yes, I would love to know which book changed your life and which is that self-help book that you absolutely love. So yeah, looking forward to your recommendations. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it. Thank you so much.